Revolution did not necessarily involve sanguinary strife. It was not a cult of bomb and pistol. They may sometimes be mere means for its achievement. Study was the cry that reverberated in the corridors of my mind. Study to enable yourself to face the arguments advanced by opposition. Study to arm yourself with arguments in favor of your cult. I began to study. In the future society, i.e. the communist society that we want to build, we are not going to establish charity institution, as there shall be no needy or poor, and no alms-giving and alms-taking. I never had any desire to defend myself, and never did I seriously think about it. In the statement accompanying the text of Lahore Conspiracy Case Ordinance, the Viceroy had stated that the accused in this case were trying to bring both law and justice into contempt. The situation afforded us an opportunity to show to the public whether we were trying to bring law into contempt or whether others were doing so. All the political movements of our country that have hitherto played any important role in our modern history had been lacking in the ideal at the achievement of which they aimed. Revolutionary movement is no exception. I am still not at all in favor of offering any defense. Even if the court had accepted that petition submitted by some of my co-accused regarding defense, etc., I would not have defended myself. Let me announce, with all the strength at my command, that I am not a terrorist and I never was, except perhaps in the beginning of my revolutionary career. And I am convinced that we cannot gain anything through those methods. L. Ram Saran Das was sentenced to death in 1915, and the sentence was later commuted to life transportation. Today myself, sitting in the condemned cell, I can let the readers know as authoritatively that the life imprisonment is comparatively a far harder lot than that of death. L. Ram Saran Das was a member of the Revolutionary Party which was held responsible for many a violent deed. But this by no means proves that revolutionaries are bloodthirsty monsters, seeking pleasure in destruction. The martyrdom of Lalaji has shaken the congressman. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru is planning something solid to be presented for adoption in the coming session of the Congress, but I am not sure if he would be able to do something. We must make it clear that revolution does not merely mean an upheaval or a sanguinary strife. Revolution necessarily implies the program of systematic reconstruction of society on new and better adapted basis after complete destruction of the existing state of affairs, i.e., regime. I deny the very existence of that almighty supreme being. There is tension all over the country. The party in Bengal has done substantial work. They have eliminated a few officers. The Englishmen are terrified. As a result, they have started sending their families to Britain. After some time, they will realize that they cannot exercise authority over India. I have altogether failed to comprehend as to how undue pride or vaingloriousness could ever stand in the way of a man believing in God. Our entire family is replete with sentiments of patriotism. Uncle Swara Singh left for his heavenly abode in jail in 1910, 2 or 3 years after my birth. Uncle Ajit Singh is leading the life of an exile in foreign countries. In what way can a man believing in God cease believing due to his personal vanity? There are only two ways. The man should either begin to think himself a rival of God, or he may begin to believe himself to be God. My applications submitted to the tribunal regarding my interview during the hunger strike were misinterpreted, and it was published in the press that I was going to offer defense, though in reality I was never willing to offer any defense. I had only one idea before me throughout the trial, i.e. to show complete indifference towards the trial in spite of serious nature of the charges against us. I will climb the gallows gladly and show to the world as to how bravely the revolutionaries can sacrifice themselves for the cause. Those revolutionaries who have, by chance, escaped the gallows should live and show to the world that they cannot only embrace gallows for the ideal but also bear the worst type of tortures in the dark, dingy prison cells. Compromise is not such ignoble and deplorable a thing as we generally think. It is rather an indispensable factor in the political strategy. Any nation that rises against the oppressors is bound to fail in the beginning and to gain partial reforms during the medieval period of its struggle through compromises.